Welcome to this week's edition of CUTV Newscenter. I'm Danny Beck.
And I'm Ryan Kaufman.
Former Secretary Tom Ridge visited the campus of CalU this past week, and I had the opportunity to cover all of the events from the Convocation Center. Tom Ridge, the first U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security and former governor of Pennsylvania, delivered a keynote address at CalU's 10th Annual Conference on Homeland and International Security. Dr. Michael Hummel, Professor of Criminal Justice at CalU, opened the conference with a discussion of community-based tools that are associated with contemporary security threats.
Bottom line, and I will be very candid in my remarks, is that we have a very serious human security issue right here in our own backyard.
In addition to presentations ranging from international security and forensic sciences, an academic ceremony was also held as Ridge was awarded an honorary doctorate for public service from California University of Pennsylvania.
And by the power vested in me by the Board of Governors of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, I hereby confer upon Thomas Joseph Ridge the degree of Doctor of Public Service, honoris causa with all the rights, honors, and privileges which throughout the world pertain to that degree.
Following the ceremony, CUTV had a chance to speak with Ridge regarding the issues of cybersecurity that affect the United States.
We live in what I call the digital forevermore. By the year 2020, we're going to have about 20 billion devices hooked up to the internet. And we know all the wonderful things that happens to us with all the data and all the information, the communication, the interconnection. But every one of those points of connectivity is also a vulnerability.
For CUTV News Center, I am Danny Beck.
Students in the Ringgold School District have been out of school for just over a week after the teachers union called a strike last Wednesday. But just today, teachers and school board members returned to the negotiating table at 10 a.m. and met for only 4 hours after their last meeting on Monday lasted almost 9 hours. This time, the Teachers Association left the negotiations after they did not provide the board with any new changes to their proposal. Just before we went on tonight, I received an email from the superintendent saying that the district increased their financial offer, which will not be reflected in this story, so that the students could return to the classroom. She went on to tell CUTV that the Teachers Association walked out of negotiations at 2:20 p.m. earlier today. I've been extensively investigating and requesting interviews with both sides, the school district and the Teachers Association, and have put together this story to shed some light on the drama in the Mon Valley. Wednesday night, October 25th, was a night of high emotions at Ringgold High School as the first school board meeting was held since the strike occurred. Here now are a few of the public comments we heard tonight.
Give these teachers what they want and what they need. The kids need to be back in school tomorrow.
Notice I began with the students first. Their needs must be addressed first, but they cannot be addressed until both sides are willing to sit down.
We love our teachers and what they do for us. They help everyone in Ringgold with math, science, and reading and writing.
The overarching theme of tonight was to be able to get students back into the classroom and to get teachers and school board members back to the negotiating table and to get the strike called off. Last week I spoke with Maria Dagnan, Teachers Union President, to find out how far apart the two sides are.
We were really disappointed because we got there with a comprehensive package that covered salary, health care, and all of the open issues, and they came with nothing.
Now let's take a look at what the district is offering the Teachers Association over the next few years in part one of two of their proposals they've offered. Right behind me you can see that they're given nothing right off the bat in this first fiscal school year, but 4 years from now they're offered a 2% increase across the board per member. Now if you look in their second proposal, they're offered a 1.75% increase right off the bat. Now 4 years from then it also increases to 2.5% across the board. Now, if you look at what the Teachers Association is asking the district, that's a little bit different of a story because right off the bat, they're asking for a 4.5% increase across the board per member. And now that actually decreases through the next few years all the way down to 3%. In the 2015-2016 school year, Ringgold School District spent $9 million on payroll with an average salary of $47,000, which was almost $20,000 less than the average state salary. But if you look at Ringgold High School in depth, their total spending has increased 27%, up to $43 million in 2015-2016, over a 10-year span. Now for Ringgold High School, over the past decade, you can see right here that they've actually dropped in enrollment 14% since 2006, all the way up to the school year of 2015-16. I spoke with the Ringgold superintendent about the status of the strike from the district's side, and this is what she had to say when I asked, how is a teacher's salary determined in your district? She replied, teachers having master's, master's plus, and doctorate degrees are paid at a higher rate according to their years of experience. Teacher turnover and the number of teachers that have 10 or less years of experience are also a factor. When asked would cuts be required if salary increases occur, her response was, an increase in salaries would most definitely require cuts. These cuts would have to come from areas of the budget and may result in curtailment of programs. We put in a request to Maria Dagnan, the union president, for comment on the very same questions asked of the superintendent, but received no response. I will continue to stay on top of this evolving story throughout the remainder of the bargaining sessions. If the two sides do not come to an agreement before November 21st, the teachers will be forced back into the classroom because of PA Act 88.
The 2016 presidential election, efforts on campus to get students in the poll booth was a top priority. Last week, California University of Pennsylvania was recognized for these efforts by receiving a Best-in-Class award for the most improved student voting rate within the 4-year medium-sized public institution category. The first ever all-in challenge award ceremony held in Washington, D.C. awarded schools across the country to form the habits of an active and informed citizen by recognizing campuses who commit to taking part in a democratic society. The award was presented to Cal U due to their panel discussions, election watch screenings, and the efforts from the American Democracy Project across the campus. Cal U was a part of the 300 campuses that were up for the award, and along with the best in class, they were also awarded a bronze seal for achieving a student voting rate between 50 and 59%. Cal U has graduated its first class of police cadets as a part of the IUP Police Academy. The cadets completed over 760 hours of training in order to earn the Act 120 Municipal Police Officer certification, which is necessary for every police officer in Pennsylvania. The graduation ceremony was held in the Performance Center, which held host to friends and family of the cadets, along with a keynote address from Pittsburgh Police Chief Scott Schubert. Dr. Michael Hummel, the program's coordinator, included self-defense, CPR, and first aid as just of the many areas of learning in the classroom instruction. While obtaining their certification, all of those who graduated were awarded 15 college credits that could be applied to their bachelor's degree towards graduation.
CBS News released a statistic this week spotlighting President Trump's love affair with Fox News. Fox has been granted 19 interviews with the president this year, while the second most interviews belongs to the New York Times with 4. NBC and Reuters have been granted 3 apiece, and the Wall Street Journal rounds out the list with 2. Fox does split the interviews up between Fox News Channel, Fox Business, and Fox News Radio. During Trump's interview with Mike Huckabee, he tapped Huckabee as an advisor when asking if he had a preference on the nomination for the next Federal Reserve chair. Huckabee told him that, quote, Janet Yellen might be worth keeping. As you can tell from the graphic over my shoulder, we have another strike looming in Western Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh City Schools teachers have been working since June without a contract and have been negotiating with the school district for about a year and a half to come to an agreement. Last week, a state fact finder came into the negotiations to try and help find middle ground for the two sides. As of now, there's no word on if the teachers union will go on strike or not, but if they do, it'll be the first time in 40 years. Attention students, some of you might have received an email within the last week stating that you can buy special concert tickets at a discounted price by clicking the link in the message. They have also listed Cal U as a state school that will be hosting one of the special concerts. Cal U wants you to know that this campus or any campus in general will not be hosting any of the alleged concerts stated. If you see this email, mark it as spam and then delete it immediately. If you have already sent money to the company, contact your local police immediately. If you live on campus, contact the university police as soon as possible.
And Ryan, we have another, I know that you started that story with attention students. Well, attention again, because we have a new show, podcast, if you will, started by Stephen Ruffing and Colin Kirkwood, the Potato Chip Podcast. Fantastic. I love it. I don't know, you've been on it? Yeah,
I've been on it 2 or 3, Steve?
It's been about that, yeah. It's basically they try exotic chips across, from vending machines, wherever they can really get them. No barbecues or anything like that. You're going to see more of these, the dill pickle variety. I know there's a jalapeno chip that they even tried on that. But
we just tried that, what was it, 2 days ago?
Yeah,
and that
2
was
days ago.
Phenomenal. I didn't think I'd like it. I came into the episode a little bit late there, but the chip kind of brought me in on that one.
They're getting a few people involved too. I know that both recurring guests. They're getting a professor. Professor Jim Carter even got involved in it. So they're including a good deal of people, a good amount of people.
Right. I know that Anthony has also been on the show as well. Colin's behind the camera. He's talking to us about it right now. But it's a really cool podcast in general. We do it in Gary, our director's office, and it's a good time for everyone.
Yeah, it's very unique. Nonetheless, when we come back after the break, Ryan, I, and also Stephen Ruffing will channel our inner meteorologist live on desk. Stay tuned.
Dylan, what's wrong, man? I just don't know how my family back home in Buchanan, West Virginia can watch our stuff up here. They can follow us on Twitter, or they can like us on Facebook. That's awesome. What about our sports? How can they watch that? They could watch it live right on our YouTube channel. Awesome, man. Thanks. You're welcome.
For the first time in 31 years, live high school football all season long on CUTV Sports 1.
And welcome back into CUTV News Center. This is usually where we do the weather segment, and we usually have someone from the weather department giving us the forecast. But guys, we are without that this week.
And we have a meteorologist right here.
Self-proclaimed meteorologist.
Self-proclaimed, yes, you're correct. But I mean, nonetheless, you can fill in just as well.
Absolutely. I mean, we'll take a look at the forecast coming up for this week. And don't get too comfortable on Friday with that beautiful 71-degree, partly sunny day, because as we go along in the week, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, you're going to have to bring out your scarves and sweater as that temperature is going to drop. Just some classic fall days coming up with a high of 59 on Saturday, where a lot of Halloween parties will be happening. So you better make sure that your Halloween costume involves some sort of jacket.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I mean, you mentioned that the warm weather, the warm temperatures on Friday, and then it quickly goes right downhill. It seems like that's just been the trend this entire year. But that I don't like that cold rain. The cold rain I can do without.
We had that, what was it, on Wednesday night, last night?
Yes, yeah. Yep,
it was really obnoxious out there. But what I didn't like is we're finally home this week for Cal U for football, and there was rain in the forecast.
Yeah, and I believe that would be the first time this year that we've had to deal with that, which stinks. I never like to do a game when it's raining out, because I have some bad memories of rain and CUTV, so it's kind of ingrained in my brain. But nonetheless, I mean, there's still going to be football. There's still going to be parties. It's still going to be a good time this weekend.
Yeah, it's just going to be a little bit more chilly, and you might want to bust out the umbrellas, the rain jackets, and even your rain boots, Ryan. So
learned that lesson after 2 years ago on homecoming.
Exactly. I mean, these temperatures are going to get crazy. It's definitely Pennsylvania weathers where you have all 4 seasons in 4 days, and that's what is going to be coming up in this week.
All right, thanks, guys. Coming up next, Stephen Ruffing will take us on a trip around the entertainment world and a look at the campus events. Stay tuned.
CUTV Newscenter is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast, your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecasts from the Cal U Weather Center, the region's latest entertainment news, Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards, with television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV News Center, online all the time.
Welcome back to CUTV News Center. I'm Stephen Ruffing with your entertainment report. The Student Activities Board is working around the clock to give the students at Cal U the best entertainment there is to offer. Next Monday, October 30th, SAB will be bringing illusionist Joseph Rome to the Performance Center. Get ready to have your mind blown with the comedic magician and illusionist. Rome was a finalist on True TV's Fake Off, as well as the winner of the first season of Wizard Wars on Sci-Fi. Escape reality and enter Joseph Rome's world of magic and illusion in the Performance Center at 7 o'clock at night. SAB won't stop there. The November edition of Funny Freaking Friday is right around the corner, and SAB will be bringing comedian Warren B. Hall to your campus. Hall is an original, relatable, and definitely funny comedian. He has been on the Fox TV show Laughs, and he's a regular on the Bob and Tom Morning Show. And he has performed overseas for our troops in Kuwait and Afghanistan 5 times. Come see Warren B. Hall for yourself in the Performance Center next Friday, November 3rd, for one of the funniest Freaking Fridays in the history of Funny Freaking Fridays. In case you missed it, the homecoming king and queen has been announced since our last news center. It was a close contest, but the winner was, drumroll please, Mari Boyle and Corey Cottom. We would like to say congratulations to the winners and each of the contestants, especially CUTV's own Dylan Godet. Food aficionado Anthony Bourdain made his way to the great city of Pittsburgh, but left in a way that even he couldn't believe. Bourdain filmed an episode of Parts Unknown in Braddock at the yet-to-be-opened restaurant Superior Motors and premiered Sunday the 22nd. Residents of the city were not happy with Mr. Bourdain and let their opinions fly. Some said that it was a misrepresentation of the city, and it painted a very disappointing painting of the city. The episode examined the racial disparities and the challenges that the black residents face. Twitter users made their voices heard as one tweeter said, Bourdain made Pittsburgh look like a backward racist town, and that is not what it is. This goes to show if you mess with one Pittsburgher, you mess with them all. And to round out entertainment for this week, we have Annabelle Creation in the Vulcan Theater. Former toy maker Sam Mullins and his wife Esther are happy to welcome a nun and 6 orphaned girls into their California farmhouse. Years earlier, the couple's 7-year-old daughter Annabelle died in a tragic car accident. Terror soon strikes when one child sneaks into a forbidden room and finds a seemingly innocent doll that appears to have a life of its own. Showtimes are 11 a.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m., Monday through Friday, and 4, 7, and 10 p.m., Saturday and Sunday. Ryan, Danny, thank you for a little plug there for Colin and I's podcast. It was great. Thank you for the support, but we actually have a little bit to talk about in this entertainment segment. Underground Cafe, for one thing, tonight they will be having a little Halloween special of Underground. That's going to be at 9 o'clock to 12 a.m., so make your way down there. But Dave & Buster's, I know there's one near me down in the waterfront in Homestead, Pennsylvania. They're making their way down south. They want to be where it's warm, to Tampa in the Brandon Entertainment Hub. I mean, this is going to offer 250 jobs to the city. I mean, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the jobs. I'm more looking at the games.
Right,
I've never
absolutely.
been to a Dave & Buster's, so I'm definitely. I mean, it's in Tampa. It's a little bit of a drive, but as you mentioned, maybe somewhere to go when it's a vacation or anything like that. But
my favorite part about Dave & Buster's is the wheel thing that you go up there. You have to pull down on that really hard. I always get the jackpot every single time.
Absolutely.
Must be nice.
Obviously, I mean, Ryan's just the luckiest guy ever. But, Danny, you said games, 172 games that this Dave & Buster's is going to be offering, as well as 38 HD TVs are just going to be spread across wall to wall in this place. 40,000 square feet this thing is going to be.
it's gonna be massive. That's huge.
Is that bigger than the normal ones
Around
up here?
yeah.
I actually don't know that. Oh, we'll have to look
That's
that up.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's massive.
It's big. It's going to be huge for the Dave & Buster's company.
Hey, Steve, what's the Twitter page for that podcast?
It's going to be capitalized Chip_podcast. Very easy, very simple for folks back home.
So now everybody can follow it and follow along. I guess stay tuned to everything.
Yeah, like us on Facebook, Potato Chip Podcast.
Shameless plug.
Yeah,
just plugging it.
Couldn't go without it.
Well, thanks, Steve. And when we come back, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony D'Agostino, will be back on the sports set while Dylan Goday is on assignment. Stay tuned.
Dylan, what's wrong, man? I just don't know how my family back home in Buchanan, West Virginia can watch our stuff up here. They can follow us on Twitter, or they can like us on Facebook. That's awesome. What about our sports? How can they watch that?
They could watch it live right on our YouTube channel.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
For the first time in 31 years, live high school football all season long on CUTV Sports 1.
Welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I'm Anthony D'Agostino, filling in for Dylan Goday with your sports report. The California Vulcans football team traveled up I-79 to take on the Golden Knights of Gannon in downtown Erie. Let's go to McConnell Family Stadium for the highlights. As you see here, Gannon starting first, and an interception right away by Lamont McFadder. He has been a beast on defense, and he scores right there, giving California the first points as they go up 7-0 over the Golden Knights in the first quarter. Then Michael Keir with a play action, looking to go deep down the field from the 25-yard line, has Tom Green wide open. Tom Green had a phenomenal night in that afternoon, and he makes a great reception there, uncovered, goes into the end zone to give California a 21-7 lead. Then Gannon, Jimmy Keefe looking to pass, goes down the field, finds his receiver, and he bounces off the defenders for California and goes right into the end zone for a touchdown for Gannon to cut it to 21-14 in the second quarter. Then Keir looking to go down the field, airing it deep down the field into the end zone. Luke Smorey catches it with a defender right on him, and he falls backwards into the end zone for the California touchdown. They go up 31-14 still in the second quarter. In the second quarter, the last few seconds, Jimmy Keefe going down the field, airing it out, has a man open. He beats his defender, and he scores for Gannon with 8 seconds left to go. But at the end of the game, California gets the last laugh as they block that field goal and win the contest 38-35, all thanks to Cameron Tarver right there on that blocked field goal. California wins it in Gannon 38-35. Even though it's October, it's time to start looking forward to the game on the hard court, as the PSAC Basketball Media Day was today. During the Media Day, the conference released both the men's and the women's conference preseason rankings. As you see here on the graphic, California in the women's, they are seated at the second position just underneath IUP. For the men's, they are right in the middle at number 5, and I'm really looking forward to the men's team this year. It looks like they have a great squad under their belt, and I'm really excited to see what this men's team can do. And of course, our women's team always up there vying for that first place spot. The Cal U men's and women's basketball coaches also released a video previewing the upcoming season today.
You know, this season's going to definitely be different for us. We lost some important key players left from our last season's team for the past few years, but I think it's a really exciting time. You know, we have the same expectations. A lot of new faces will be on the court, you know, seeing more playing time or even new to Cal U. But I think, you know, I'm really excited to see how we come together as a team. And, you know, I think we'll be better at the end than we are at the beginning. But, you know, I think it'll be fun.
Hopefully we can build on the momentum we finished the season with last year. We started playing pretty good basketball about February on. And, you know, returning 7 guys from that situation makes them a lot easier. So we're a lot farther along than we were 365 days ago when we were trying to incorporate 14 new bodies. So we're excited. Good group, fun to work with. Practice every day. They make it easy for a coach. So, you know, we're excited to get rolling here on November 11th.
Over the past weekend, the California Vulcans men's golf team traveled to Chocolatetown, USA for the PSAC Championships. For the 4th time in 9 years, the Vulcans took second at the event. The team finished with a 30 over 598 in the championships. The Vulcans were the opening round leader at the league championships and finished as the only team at the tournament to record multiple rounds under 300. Sophomore Ryan Smith of Hamburg, PA, shot a 269 in the second round to finish in third place on the individual leaderboard at even par 142. He's the first Cal U golfer to shoot a sub-70 round at the league championships since 2012 and posted the highest individual finish at the event in 5 years. Over that same weekend, the Cal U women's golf senior athlete Ka-Yan Ho captured the individual title by 6 strokes last Sunday during the final day of the PSAC Championships at the Hershey Country Club East. Ho carded the lowest score of the weekend in the second round at 1/72 to finish the event with a 6/148. She started play on Sunday 1 stroke back from the first round leader before she shot the lowest round of her career. She became the 5th golfer from Cal U in the last 10 years and the first since 2012 to win the individual title at the league championship. Senior women's cross country and track athlete Julie Friend competed in the PSAC State Cross Country Championships this past Saturday at California's Rodman Park. She took the program's first league title in over 35 years with a time of 22 minutes and 7.8 seconds. She won the race by nearly 57 seconds. That was the largest victory in the league race since 2010. The last time a Vulcan claimed the individual title was in 1980 with Rachel Brooks. The team, led by Friend, also took 5th place at the event with a trio of runners placing in the top 30. That finish by the Vulcans was their second best in the last 30 years as Cal U placed 4th in 2015 before winning the program's first ever NCAA Division II Regional Championship. And now let's take a look at the upcoming schedules for the upcoming week. As you see, California taking on Mercyhurst this weekend at 1 o'clock at Adamson Stadium. That is senior day for the football team. The volleyball team on November 3rd and 4th will be at Shippensburg on the 3rd and Millersville, at home against Shippensburg on the 3rd and Millersville on the 4th. Men's and women's cross country will be traveling to the NCAA regionals. Soccer, the women's team will take on Lock Haven at Lock Haven at 5:30 on October 28th, and the men's team will be at Lock Haven at 2:30. Golf, men's and women's, there are no events scheduled for the upcoming week. However, swimming has their home meet, and they're hosting that meet October 27th and 28th that weekend. And now it's time for the Vulcan Hammer Award. For this week's award, I've selected women's cross-country athlete Julie Friend. As I mentioned before, Friend won the PSAC cross-country championships in the past Saturday by nearly 57 seconds. She also received all PSAC first-team honors for the 3rd time in her career, which is the most by any runner in program history. And guys, big weekend in college football, not only for the California Vulcans as they take on Mercyhurst, but another team in PA. Penn State is traveling to Ohio State. Penn State ranked 2nd in the country as they travel to Ohio State, and that game was going to be broadcast on ABC. It's also College Game Day.
It's on Fox.
On Fox, excuse me. It's on Fox, but it's College Game Day, though, for ESPN in the morning. But, Danny, you're a Penn State guy. Ryan, you're an Ohio State guy.
A little bit.
Talk about the game coming up. What are your guys' thoughts about it?
Well, I'm Penn State. I mean, I was at their tailgate last weekend. Pretty fun. I've never experienced that before, just the atmosphere in the area. But I'm from the eastern side of the state. Everybody in the east likes Penn State. I'm more of a Notre Dame guy, but there's going to be some good football this weekend. No matter what way you look at it, if you're a fan of Ohio State or Penn State, there's going to be some fantastic athletes out there on the field.
There's going to be a few hard knocks out there.
Yes.
I showed you the trailer last night that Ohio State released, and at the end of it, it's just
blood pumping.
You're ready to run through a wall at that point after you watch that.
Yeah.
It's going to be an amazing game, and of course, what's his name?
Saquon Barkley.
No, the announcer.
Gus Johnson.
Gus Johnson,
yeah.
The guy that makes all Fox games sound amazing, is going to be on the call for this. So he's going to have a lot of fun plays to call on this one.
A lot of yelling.
Ohio State going with new uniforms for this week as well, Ryan.
They are, and I think I got an early Christmas present.
Yeah,
It should be here tomorrow.
Purchased a jersey.
Yeah, my mom got it for me for Christmas. It's the replica jersey of it, so I'll actually be sporting that.
They're
tomorrow.
sweet. They are sweet. They are nice. It's going to be a good one.
Well, definitely tune into Fox Saturday night for that showdown between Ohio State and Penn State at Ohio State.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you so much for joining us tonight on News Center.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel at CUTV Newscenter and our Twitter page at CUTV_PA and at CUTV_Newscenter.
Don't forget that the Cal Times will be publishing a new edition of their paper in 1 week on campus. Also tune in to WCAL 91.9 FM in your car or online at sai.calu.edu/WCAL.
Thanks for watching and have a spooky Halloween.